First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Lions at 500 and 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Crossing the field, Beckham makes a catch. And he's stopped at the 44. It's also a gain of 4. And now it's 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And it's taken in at the 9. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's got room. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. Harris running straight ahead. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play action with Burrow. It's caught by OBJ. And they get him down, but not before before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. You don't see that too often, Charles. He punted that away and then hustled up to make the stop as well.
Yeah, because oftentimes they serve as their own safety after punting it. You want to be the last guy, but he decided to get involved in the action, didn't he? And what a spark that's got to provide for the rest of his team when they see their punter out there making a nice hit.
Here's a quick throw left side to start things out. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. They'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Back to throw again. Finding Harris over the middle. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. About 3 yards there to the 27. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. On play action, they'll throw. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Ready?
On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on fourth down.
So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
On the give, this is Harris. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
They'll look to throw here. He gets it complete to Harris. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. They're going for it. This is Harris. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Able to convert on fourth to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. He'll look to throw. And it's intercepted. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw complete there to Beckham.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And connecting here with DJ Sharp. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
11 minus.
Burrow on play action. action. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. This is taken at the 18. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on a flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Here's 2nd and 8. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. It's caught inside the 25.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And with it, they have taken the lead.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
Lions take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's Swift. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Another carry, same story. Fourth quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to lose yardage here. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Lions are right back in this football game. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his numbers a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started. We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. 4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And some space here. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. So on 4th down, a big-time completion, and the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
Hunt is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And they'll give to Hunt here on the option. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the left hash, a chip shot here.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and we are all tied here in the final stages. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the fourth, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice, intense, on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll run again with Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. Right back to him on 1st down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's got some space here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They got a chance to strike.
And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is now 10-3.
Lions 3. Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get him in the end zone. A final shot now for Burrow. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Bears, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.